Ladies and gentlemen, let me take you on a royal journey, a beautiful reflection on time, tradition, and the growth of a young royal we've all come to admire, Princess Josephine of Denmark. Back in August 2018, the Danish crown prince family paid a 4-day visit to the Faroe Islands. It was the first time the family had been there together since 2005. They arrived aboard the royal yacht Danbrog, and the welcome in Tórshavn was simply unforgettable, warm, festive, and full of pride. The whole family was there: Crown Prince Frederik, Crown Princess Mary, and their 4 children, Christian, Isabella, and the twins Vincent and Josephine. And speaking of Josephine, she was just 7 years old then, adorable in her traditional Faroese costume with a little blue bonnet, walking proudly beside her mother. Crown Princess Mary also wore a traditional outfit, deep green wool with silver jewelry, just as she did during their first visit many years earlier. It was a wonderful display of respect for Faroese culture. The entire family embraced the traditions. They explored towns like Klaksvik, Fugloy, and Sandavegar, and participated in cultural ceremonies, church services, and even lunches with local leaders. There was this beautiful moment when Prince Christian told the press how warm and comfortable the traditional costume was, and Mary, always graceful, called the visit warm and memorable. These weren't just formalities. These were moments of real connection between the Danish royals and the Faroese people. Now fast forward 7 years later, to June 2025, a moment of full circle. But this time, everything was different, and yet, somehow, so much was still the same. By now, Frederik is king, Mary is queen, and Princess Josephine, she's no longer a child. She's a confident young woman of 14. And for this official visit to the Faroe Islands, King Frederik's very first as monarch, Josephine joined her parents once again. But this time, it wasn't a family of 6. It was just the 3 of them. And it was Josephine who stood proudly beside her parents, stepping into a new role. They were welcomed with a 9-gun salute, the national anthem was played by the local orchestra, and the streets of Tórshavn were once again filled with warm faces and waving hands. And Princess Josephine, she greeted the public with a smile and confidence that spoke volumes. Interestingly, unlike 2018, Josephine didn't wear a traditional costume, hers from childhood no longer fit. But instead of forcing the tradition, she made a respectful nod with a modern twist: a navy peacoat, red sweater, and gray trousers, matching the tones of her parents' national costumes. It was elegant, appropriate, and very Josephine. King Frederik wore the red vest Faroese costume that was gifted to him years ago, and Queen Mary once again wore her signature 2005 dress, with its forest green wool and daisy motifs. These choices weren't just fashion, they were statements of continuity, of respect for tradition, and of memory. They also traveled to Koltor Island, and later walked through Tingens, the old town in Tórshavn. There were symbolic gifts too. Queen Mary received a handcrafted silver bracelet, while King Frederik received cufflinks, both made by local Faroese artisans. So what changed? Well, the little girl in the blue bonnet has grown into a poised teenager ready for royal duties. And her parents, they're no longer just crown prince and princess, they're the king and queen. But what hasn't changed, is the heart of this connection. The deep bond between the Danish royal family and the Faroe Islands. The costumes, the ceremonies, the smiling faces, the shared history, the continuity of tradition across generations. And that's what makes this story so powerful. In 2018, Josephine walked beside her mother as a child. In 2025, she stood beside her mother as a young woman, carrying forward those same traditions, with a new confidence, a new role, and the same beautiful smile. Yes, time flies. But some things, especially the values we pass on, never change. Thanks for watching. Please like, share and subscribe my channel.